Premium helmets versus budget helmets. Are the premium ones worth the extra money? Let's go take a look. This is my HJC C10. It costed me around 100 euros. It's fairly lightweight. It didn't come with a pin lock, and it literally does everything you need it to do. It's also 220C certified, which is the highest level of safety you can get in a helmet nowadays. So I guess that for $100, it's a pretty amazing deal. It's not uncomfortable, it's not extremely heavy, it's not the best ventilated helmet, but it's also not the worst. You know, it has some air intakes over here. You can also open the mouthpiece. The visor is a little bit on the tight side, but who cares, right? You can remove all the inside pretty much. Overall, there is nothing wrong about it. I would say that for $100, this is an insane deal. Like literally an insane deal. It doesn't have any bells or whistles, no extra inner sun visor, no comms option. Again, it doesn't come with a pin lock, but it saves your hand. And that's basically what you want from them, right? And this one is my HJC RPHA 91, which, as you can probably tell, it's a little bit bigger and it has like a rounder shape. It's also 300 grams heavier, but honestly, I don't feel it. And it has all the bells and whistles. The visor is super smooth. It comes with the shade that you can even like take this thing off and regulate how far you want it to go so it doesn't touch your nose. You can put a comm system integrated inside of the helmet. The strap, instead of all being plastic, this part is metal and this part is cloth. And yes, the inside is much plushier, you know, it's much more comfortable. It feels like memory foam, you know, super soft and super everything. And it has this color thing, which I think it helps a lot with the noise isolation, which, by the way, the noise isolation part was the reason why I bought this helmet and not any other. Because according to all the reviews that I found, and this one seemed to be the most trustworthy, it has only 95 decibels. I link the video down in the description. I have no affiliation with these people, but I mean, I think they have a pretty sick setup to test the noise levels inside of a helmet, and that's why I bought it. I wanted to buy the quietest helmet I could find. And yes, it is much more comfortable. Oh, by the way, it's also modular, which is not something I'm really keen on. I never wear it like that. I think it looks weird. And also, like, why wouldn't I want to protect my face, you know? But, you know, it makes it easy to put it on, I guess. Where you can really feel the difference, aside from the noise levels, is the ventilation. It is so much more ventilated. Like in summer, I'm gonna be so happy that I got this one. But I live in Belgium, so heat is not really a concern for me. And it comes with a pin lock in the box, which is really nice because you save a little bit of money. The thing is that the RPHA, it's $500 and this one is 100, and they are both as safe, allegedly. It is true that when you are going at high speed, the RPHA one cuts through the wind so much better. Like it doesn't want, like the helmet doesn't want to lift from your head nearly as much, and you don't get your head shaking. You know, I drive an SV, so I have no fairing, no nothing. And yeah, I can tell that the budget helmet suffers quite a bit when the wind hits on your face, especially on the side. This one, like, it really feels a lot more aerodynamic. So I guess you could say you have more ventilation, lower noise levels, and it cuts through the wind much better. But the big question is it 5 times better? That is where I struggle. Because for me, the most important feature about a helmet is how safe it is. I only have one hand. I don't want to crack it open. And I bet you also don't want to crack it open, right? It is much nicer, yeah, that's for sure. Like your money is going somewhere. So if I would go back in time, I would have done exactly the same. Get the cheapest, safest helmet I could buy, which is this one for $100. Get the motorbike, get everything done, get everything sorted, and then figure out what features I would want my budget helmet to have that it currently doesn't. The feature I was going for exclusively was being quiet. Everything that came extra with a helmet, fantastic. So in that regard, I am really happy. I am not regretting spending $500 on the helmet, but at the same time, I cannot go and tell you, yes, you need to buy it. Because no, you don't need it. Especially when it does not save me from using these ones. Those are earplugs. And yes, I wear earplugs every single time I go on the highway. And I go on the highway every single time I go to work. That's why I was like, okay, let's try to get the quietest helmets possible to see if I can avoid using the earplugs. It's not that they are uncomfortable or anything, but it's just an extra thing that I would not have to carry. They are just 20 euros, so it's like, it's not for the money. And they are comfortable, so no problem at all. These are Alpine, in case you're interested. With or without the earplugs, you do feel that the RPHA 91 is much quieter. Maybe you are not aware of it, but decibels work in a logarithmic scale. Okay, so every point is not 1, it's like 10. Okay, it works in a logarithmic scale. And why it's so much more aerodynamic is because of the shape itself. Because if you are thinking that the most aerodynamic shape is like a point, you couldn't be more mistaken. The most aerodynamic shape on Earth is a drop of water. I mean, just think about it. If you are a fluid that can change shape, it can only make sense that it gets the most aerodynamic shape possible while falling down. This is not a physics channel. You can do your own research about it. So keep that in mind. The more like an egg, the more like a drop of water it looks, the less the wind is gonna bother you. And if you are wondering why both of them are white, is because white is the easiest to see color at night because it reflects the most light. And I think it's fairly important that the highest point can be seen as easy as possible, and it happens to be your head too. And fun fact, the second most visible color at night, it's light green. Guess why Kawasaki's are green? By the size of the channel, you can probably tell that I have no affiliation with HJC at all. Again, I bought the C10 because it was the cheapest 2206 helmet, and I got the RPHA 91 because it was the quietest helmet available. It could have been any other brand. They just happened to make the quietest one. Good for them, I guess. If you have any questions or anything about any of the helmets, let me know and I will make an extra video about it. I am not planning to make like super in-depth product reviews. I mean, at least just yet, or until like people start asking from them, in case they ever do. This is more just me sharing my experiences and trying to help you get the most performance per dollar, to get the most bang for your buck. Because at the end of the day, there is a very high chance that you will want a second helmet. Not just for yourself because one got wet in the raid or something, but because you're carrying someone. So as I said before, if I go back in time, I will buy the cheapest, safest helmet, and then in the future, upgrade to a helmet that has the most important features for me that the budget one doesn't. So I would keep the new one as the main helmet and the other one for the pillion, if I ever get one, if you know what I mean. That was it, and see you in the next one.